Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do my Code Geass Rose of the Recapture English Dub Episode 10 review. And oh boy, this episode was really good. We got a lot of the battling going in now. Episode starts off with Norland. You know, he's talking to the science guy or one of his scientists that are inventors that are like creating the stuff for him. You know, creating these big, like all these nightmare like eater things or whatever there. And he's basically after he completes like, you know, I want to just do some other things. He's like, you know, he basically tells the guy is like your importance is no longer required or whatever, and you know, so then he just lets his own creation, I guess, like take him out or whatever there. So that's what happens first. So that really sets the tone, you know what I mean there. That really sets the tone for the rest of the episode. So in this episode, you got then like all of them like scattering like all these like things, these big like little eater nightmare things that are putting out red smoke and stuff like that. He's putting them all out like in every different area and whatnot. And then we end up seeing you know, Norland be confronted about this. You know what I mean? They're being confronted about this as like everyone's being chased out and stuff like that. But she basically says she had nothing to do with that. She's like, I'm not a part of this and whatnot. And she says she'll let her actions show and whatnot. We also then get some, you know, attacks from the Akito of the exiled heroes. We see Akito, we see the other subordinates, and then we also see Layla, like they're following Layla's command, so Layla obviously is still kind of involved, which is good. I like to see that. So this was really cool seeing this again, you know, and getting all the original, obviously the original voice actors back. We also see Suzaku Kururugi, who's not happy about this. You know, as you know, he's like dressed up in a Zero, but you know, he's kind of got a similar Lancelot nightmare, which is kind of interesting because Suzaku's supposed to be dead. You know, Suzaku Kururugi is supposed to be dead, like it's Zero, right? So, kind of a little stress on that one. He's talking about how, you know, you're risking humanity and whatnot. So then after that, we basically see the Nightmare frame, which is very similar to the Lancelot, but it's red and yellow or gold. And this is Maribel's Maribel Britannia's night. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, which I plan on uploading some of the archive chapters from Lost Stories, which I've already kind of uploaded some of them. Trying my best to get as many before that before that game gets shut down. But Maribel, and also I did make an error in my review last week. That was Maribel Britannia in the thing with Oz. In this, which it was very quick, so I didn't see it right away. So I didn't recognize her. She was a little different from the game as well as in the manga. For anybody who doesn't know, Maribel Britannia is a manga character. She was never in the original Code Geass. She was started in manga. I haven't read that manga, but I did see some things from the games on Maribel. Maribel definitely looks a little different in this. Her hair is much longer compared to in the game. Or unless that's like, I guess she got a bow tie too. She got like a cover, so maybe her hair is actually longer than we thought. But so she does look a lot different in this, and she's wearing a hat, which she doesn't wear that in the game. So there is that. So this is a new character in the anime because she never appeared in the anime. So they introduced. I don't know who the voice actor is, but yeah. So that's this, and then they also show, like I said, the Nightmare Frame, which is basically the Red Lancelot. That is the knight. That is supposed to be Maribel's knight, basically. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that they're in the story now, because we never seen them in the anime. They were kind of exclusively a manga character and a game character. So I was kind of like surprised because they were never like they're presented as like characters that people that watch the anime should like already know, but I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, Code Geass is an anime first, not a manga first. Okay, the manga was created as the mangas that were created were spin-offs to the anime. So it was not like the manga was written and then they, basically retold it into the anime. The mangas were made afterwards, and they were basically side stories. So that's how Maribel was created. So they were kind of presented in this way that a lot of people should already know who they are. But if you just watch really the anime, unless you've been playing the app game like I have been, you probably don't know who Maribel is at this point. Like if you haven't been playing Lost Stories, which unfortunately that game is shutting down and the app's not even available anymore on the App Store shop. They still have the Japanese one available, but there's a lot of issues on how that's going to work out. But the Japanese app's still available, but the Lost Stories app is getting shut down August 29th. You can't even download it anymore as of July 29th, which is really unfortunate because the story mode was really good, with the exception of a couple mistranslations they made. When they say the character you play as is, your mom and father, or Shirley's father and Colin's mother or whatever. That was so stupid. That was a horrible mistranslation. But anyways, getting back from the game here. But yeah, that's kind of the whole story of Maribel. She is basically a prince of Britannia, or princess of Britannia. She is... she was like not in line to the she's in line to the throne, but she's older than Yuffie, or she's older than Euphemia, but Euphemia has more claim to the throne than her because she did some bad deeds when she was younger, and because of that basically put her down a few ranks. So yeah, that's kind of how that whole storyline. I mean, like I said, I will be uploading that storyline, by the way. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I will be uploading that storyline because I do have it. I just got to put them all together. The Maribel storyline will be uploaded to my channel, because not many of the English fans know about Maribel. And so that's kind of the best way, because there is no official manga. There's a couple fan translations, but some of them are not really that well done. The first one is done, but the second one is not. Hopefully, eventually we'll get an official version of it. But yeah, so it's very hard to figure out about Maribel. But yeah, basically, so they come into the fight, so they're fighting some people off. And yeah, So yeah, it's a big battle. Like I said, Norland Vaughn, she's kind of helping out too because she doesn't agree with this. Um, we see people like having to try to take these things out. Some of the people are about to like get killed, and then they like save them at the end there, which is good. Like I said, Nora Vaughn was confronted, but she helped out, and also Gino, the knight, one of the original knights. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Gino. It was the chief guy for the Black Knife that helped out and said that yes, she's definitely on her side, and she'll let her actions speak for it. And then after that, Gino basically talks about we have to this is a devastation disaster. We have to put everyone out. I'll take full responsibility for this if they're upset with me because the Black Knight soldiers are telling him he can't do that. Gino's like, yeah, we have to do this. So that's what ended up happening there. We see Rose and Ash. They're basically trying to get to Norland. So they're going up to the headquarters. Meanwhile, we see Sakura and her bodyguard basically trying to get out, by trying to, they want to escape so they can try to help as many lives as they can. But the only way you can do that is if she survives. So then when she is going down to a safe route, she's confronted by Catherine, who basically, from the last episode, we kind of seen some humility from Catherine, but she eventually agrees to help them out and give them, a better escape route to, as she explains why she's doing this, to help the weak. And then we see kind of a flashback from Catherine on why she is the way she is. So Catherine was kidnapped by a thug, and immediately when her parents came to try and, save her from the thug, as a kid, her parents were immediately shot by this thug who had a gun. She shot both the father and the mother. He shot both the father and the mother. And then immediately after he shoots the parents and kills them, Norland kills the thug. And so this is why I guess Catherine is loyal to Norland. Which kind of makes sense. In a way, because, in a way, Norland saved her from being stolen, but also, not before his parents were killed, though. There's that. Also, I should mention that in terms of the cameos, those were the only cameos. We still have not gotten Colin. There was no Lelouch or C2, so that really sucks. I still cannot believe we do not have Colin Koski has not appeared yet in the show. Like every other character from the original series has appeared once in this show at one point. Colin still hasn't. That just mind boggles me. How can Colin not have shown up by now? Anyone has to be the most pissed off about this whole, Japan, being taken over by this Britannia. It has to be her. And yet we still don't see her in this. That makes no sense. Just makes no sense. See Rose. They're traveling to get to the entrance to where Norland is. Or I'm sorry, not Norland. Norland. We also see him. We also see Rose having a conversation with Natalia too. About delaying. Where they are, which they are in like a safe military base or whatever, hiding, as there's rumblings coming into there. And then we see them both enter this room, Ash and Rose, aka Sakuya. I will just say, this is some very interesting voice acting work, because for anybody who doesn't know, Sakuya has two different voice actors. I don't know if this is the same in the Japanese version, but in the English version, they have two different voice actors. So when Sakuya is Sakuya or Raspberry, her other alias, it's one voice actor. But then when she is disguised as Rose, her guy alias character, it's a guy voice actor. They switch over to a guy voice actor, which I think is a really unique thing, rather than just have the regular voice actor try to disguise as like, some type of, pitched boy voice, of just trying to disguise themselves. And it was really interesting in this episode, because in this episode, despite the fact that Sakuya for the whole episode is disguised as Rose, and that's who she's portraying in this episode, they go back and forth. So even though she's disguised as Rose, the voice actors are switching back and forth. So when she's talking in Sakuya's voice, she still talks in Sakuya's voice despite being in Rose. And then when she's trying to pretend to be Rose, she, is using the other voice actor's voice for Rose. It's a very unique, interesting dynamic. Instead of just having the woman voice actor just kind of try to do some kiddish boy voice, since she's supposed to be a female anyways, you would think that that's what you would have the female voice actor do. But no, they're actually using a completely different voice actor anytime she tries to speak in the contents of Rose, where she's trying to intentionally sound different. But when she's out in the open and tries to sound like her natural self, she sounds like Sakuya. It's kind of an interesting twist dynamic that especially for casting. I think it's really cool that they're doing that, because I don't recall them doing that before. So they're definitely going on more of a realistic effort here. But anyway, so when they enter the room, we got Ash and, Sakuya, has got her Geass all ready to go, and he basically says to Ash, if we see Norland, I will be using the Geass, cover your ears. But they don't run into Norland. They run into Arnold, robotic Arnold. And this is where Ash confronts him. And basically, they both use guns, like Rose using a gun, Arnold's using a gun. But basically, he wants to challenge Ash to a duel. So, and yes, so ironic, isn't it? But anyways, he wants to challenge him to a duel, but swords. So instead of Arnold taking him out with a gun, he wants to fight him with swords. And basically Ash says, okay, I'll do that. Rose, you go on. Even though he could have just shot him at any time, he decides, no, I want to duel him. And so Ash wins. He dominates him, and then basically he falls face first right into a spike. His stomach into a spike. He's like, looks like I win. As then the rocks collapse. So then he goes, after Rose. Rose is in the other room in the meantime, and is basically confronted by Norland. And Norland basically reveals to Rose, the Geass doesn't work. He put measures to prevent her from using it, as well as the gun shooting. He's got a shield, a barrier protecting him. So basically he's like basically wants to destroy humanity with his big ass nightmare frame, and so that's what he's planning on doing. Is he's planning on destroying all of humanity, and she's been basically asking, hey, why are you doing this? And she basically goes through all the things of the possibilities, like, no, it's not that, it's not that. And so he takes off the mask and basically reveals that it's her grandfather, but it's a clone grandfather, and it's supposed to be like Charles E. Britannia, um, who or his mind was supposed to be transferred to Charles. Charles's mind was supposed to be transferred to his, but it wasn't because he died. But so now, he's trying to take out humanity without it because of what was left over, since he didn't get any of Charles's mind. And so he then goes to try and basically accomplish this. Rose is trying to shoot, but again, the barriers are right there. And yeah, so then he just starts to launch the nightmare frame, or he activates the nightmare frame, and he's getting ready to try to, end humanity, because that's what he wants to do. Everyone's in awe. You see Ash and Rose just doesn't know what to do, or Sakuya doesn't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do, and that's how the episode ends. Like I said, it was a really good, intense, a lot of intense, good nightmare frame battles at the start for the pacing. A lot of interesting stories, like the backstory with Catherine and why she is the way she is. What Sakura wants to try to do to help, despite her being a powerless empress. And now this twist of Sakuya, who's half royal blood, and so this was the shock from her. Is like, well, it's him, my clone of my grandfather, as she's trying to shoot him, but nothing's working. And then, of course, obviously, the cameos. The cameos I thought were significant and very good. It was on point. I just am really shocked that we get these cameos and we still haven't seen Colin, of all people. Colin, to me, would logically be the one that makes the most sense, since she had the most attachment to the Japanese nation and wanting to, free Japan, yet we don't see her yet to this day. I guess there is next week, but I'm just saying that is very, very, very surprising. I was happy to see Layla is still kind of in control of her squad, even though Layla and Akito, if you've seen Akito the Exiled, you know that they're kind of like a couple. So kind of interesting that they're still working in that sense. But yeah, they're still working in that sense, despite there being a couple now. I wonder if she also, I should point out, because she had a Geass too. She had a unique Geass, like very different to Sakuya. She had the blue Geass, but not a canceller. She didn't have a canceller. She had a blue Geass, but she didn't have a canceller. She had a very more unique Geass on her ability. So I wonder if she could still use that too, in this sense. But anyways, I'm very excited about that, to see more and see where they go, and I really hope we get Colin in the next episode. And also, again, for people that don't know Maribel Britannia, yeah, it's brief stuff we know about her, but they made us they made us feel like we already had to know her. And I guess because it's in Japan, it's popular in Japan, they just expect people to know who Maribel is. But I mean, they didn't do us any favors with this one. Unless you're playing the game that's going to be shut down in 8 days. Yeah, the game that's being shut down in 8 days. That I logged in every day for that game. But it didn't make enough. It's not even a year. It's not even a year. I'm still pissed about it. I should have made a rant about that. I'm still pissed that the game's closing down. Because it hasn't even been a year. Hasn't even been a year and that game's shutting down. And I logged into that game every day since day one launch. So, yeah, not happy about that. But anyways, that is the episode. Comment, rate. If you like this video, my videos, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for the latest content. Thank you. And that is about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace. Also, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Twitch, the Instagram, and also I do the Discord link in the description where we talk about various discussions, including this. And I do have a YouTube membership with tier lists if you want to check that out. And now I'm out. Peace.